Reynad and HunterMing are all set apparently. And what do you think? What will Reynad bring? Will he bring the same decks? Will HunterMing bring the same decks, or will they change it up?
I think Reynad's gonna go with success and go Miracle Rogue. Bam.
I mean,
Miracoli.
that was not the Miracle Rogue though.
Miracoli.
That was kind of a burst rogue with Cold Light Oracles, right? Remember?
Yeah. It's actually not the same rogue. It's not Hype's rogue. Hype's rogue doesn't have SI agents.
No, it's not Miracle at all. Like, he played Dancing Swords and Undertaker.
Oh right, it's his own rogue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It's like a bursty rogue with Arcane Golems and Shadow Steps as well.
I actually didn't catch it. Was the Warlock playing Handies or Zoos? I was messing with the settings a little bit when the hands originally got flashed.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a Twilight Drake, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Handlock,
okay.
yeah.
So Cold Light Oracle is pretty good against Handlock in general, especially if they get greedy.
Definitely, but from what I've heard, yesterday Reynad chose to mulligan both Cold Light Oracles against me.
And then he ran out of cards.
Yeah, like, it just confused everyone.
Yeah.
I would have been confused too, but now he learned from his mistake and... Or did he actually keep the Cold Light Oracle, or did he mulligan into it?
I think he mulliganed into this one.
Okay. So yeah, Reynad doing what the deck is supposed to do, just build pressure with minions.
Silence a Loot Hoarder.
It is a good thing because you deny him the draw. Unfortunately, HunterMing doesn't know, obviously, that Reynad has those Cold Light Oracles in hand. I mean, the rogue, this kind of rogue...
I feel like you dagger here. You dagger down the owl.
Yeah, you want to keep those minions on board.
No, you want to keep your Cold Lights in hand so you could overdraw the lock. You have a Shadow Step too. You could draw like 6 cards and the lock could draw like 1.
Yeah, but I'm sure because HunterMing, I'm sure that HunterMing knows what Reynad is playing, and he knows that he plays Cold Light Oracles. So that will not happen to HunterMing. That the whole overdraw scenario. Also, you just want to, against this kind of deck, you don't want to even live tap. You just want to put out your minions and just
Here's an interesting question: do you use the Leper Gnome there, or do you sack the Loot Hoarder?
I mean, the Leper Gnome, using the Leper Gnome there is better because there's the unlikely scenario that it gets silenced by the second owl.
That's not gonna happen. Come on.
Yeah, but it's unlikely, but it can happen.
I'm thinking that the Leper Gnome might be better to like end the game with, because he can push for 2 damage later, like after Taunted Moltens and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but how likely is that the Leper Gnome survives this long?
Okay, he gets pushed to... Oh, alright. He gets pushed to 10, but there's no overdraw here.
Also, he can actually also Shadow Step his Loot Hoarder and get additional benefit out of it.
That's true, but I don't think he's gonna do that with that hand.
Definitely not. It's just like worst
case
scenario.
This game is is it over?
There's Leroy and Shadow Step, so that's not coming into play until turn 7. But he has already a lot of damage on the board.
He needs time to build the board, and I don't think he's going to get a chance here. He has Cold Light. Cold Light favors the rogue like immensely here.
Unfortunately for HunterMing, he does not have a Shadow Flame to clear the whole board now with Ancient Watcher coin Shadow Flame. He could, however, taunt up an Ancient Watcher and Soulfire the sword, for example. Instead, he's gonna
This feels really risky.
Yeah, I mean...
Because if that gets silenced, you have nothing.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Reynad does not play Silence. He has Saps, though, I guess. And yeah, the Twilight Drake is definitely better than the Ancient Watcher because it has double the health.
Here, what do? You do Deadly Poison Blade Flurry? And sack the board? That kind of sucks. You have to weapon up too, that's your whole turn.
I would save the Deadly Poison for the Assassin's Blade, maybe just play it already. So we can set up a nice Blade Flurry next turn.
If he has Silence in the deck, he would definitely Cold Light, I believe.
Or Sap. I mean...
He does have a Sap, but he's already used 1 Sap. Hasn't he?
Yeah, he has.
So... yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like no room in Reynad's deck for silences, because he has to play all those Death Rattle minions as well for the Undertaker. Oh, the Shadow Step is actually a really great move.
Yeah, I like that. But I don't really understand why he attacked with his creature. Wouldn't you want the opponent to attack into you so you have a higher health buffer?
I guess it's in case that HunterMing,
Like
the
Mortal
Earth
Coil?
Ring Farseers his Twilight Drake twice or something.
But he's already used it one Earth Ring Farseer.
Or I don't even know.
I just don't understand that.
It wasn't not necessary, that's for sure. Yeah, maybe he was playing around Mortal Coil. Okay. So we could see the Blade Flurry here, but unfortunately Reynad doesn't have anything to deal with that Mountain Giant after that. The
Leroy.
SI7 is not enough.
He can Leroy Blade Flurry. Yeah, he can. Leroy Blade Flurry.
Yeah, he can Leroy Blade Flurry. But doesn't he just want the Leroy to...
If he Leroy Blade Flurries, does he die? No. He doesn't have enough mana to Faceless Hellfire. I think Leroy Blade Flurry is fine. Because next turn you just draw your deck and get a bunch of Eviscerates.
Well, the Mountain Giant will survive, and...
Okay, now you do Eviscerate Blade Flurry, right?
Yeah.
And you can drop a Loot Hoarder with it.
He could... Yeah, he should definitely get rid of the Mountain Giant. He had the option to ignore it. But that would have been risky. Because one attack from the Mountain Giant into like Hellfire, Soulfire
Or
finishes the game.
well, he's got lethal right now. It's probably not going to happen though.
No, I mean, definitely HunterMing has to taunt up
No,
here.
it might happen. Like we've seen HunterMing make some pretty bad plays. We might see like Molten Giant Lotheb. He might think he's safe with that and lose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Leroy SI is not that likely. People haven't seen Leroy in a deck. People haven't seen Leroy in Reynad's deck.
I mean, if HunterMing was spectating the game, he saw Leroy in Reynad's hand, didn't he?
Did he? I don't think we've seen Leroy in Reynad's deck before.
People were telling me that Reynad had Leroy in his hand. Oh well.
Maybe I'm mistaken.
So he definitely can also expect like Leroy and Arcane Golem. I'm pretty sure he needs to taunt up. Sludge Belcher will definitely help. He can play Sludge Belcher along with Molten Giant. And then still have the Argus next turn to taunt up the Molten Giant. Oh, decides to go for the load up? What?
High
wow. Indeed. Oh,
Who
man.
called that?
Well, you did.
Chad's like making fun of me for saying that that'll like never happen. I just think he's bad and all that. No, guys.
I mean, there was no reason to not play Sludge Belcher. I don't get it. You didn't have any big minions on the board to deal with a Sludge Belcher or anything.
It's you don't expect the Leroy. You don't expect that much burst damage being possible in that case. And
yeah, he was just expecting the burst damage to come in form of spells.
I feel it's a good enough play that he could have made it, and it would have cost him the game, and he made it, and it cost him the game.
I don't think that play was good at all, to be honest. I mean,
He
the
did.
Sludge Belcher was much safer in that situation,
Yeah.
because the main damage output actually comes from not spells, but from those chargers, like
Yeah.
Arcane Golem and Leroy, along with Shadow Steps. And
But
as long as
doesn't
there's
work if you play Leroy.
as long as there's a taunt big enough to survive whatever's on the board, then the chargers don't matter because they're just run into Sludge Belcher. Or the
Yeah, I guess that's true. But as it turns out, Reynad, I think he relived the Kungan moment, didn't he?
It was not such a bad play as HunterMing did against Kungan, but
But HunterMing, we've seen him open up with Handlock twice and get crushed both times due to his own plays.
yeah.
So
that's true.
that kind of sucks for him. But what does he follow that up with? Mage.
Again, just going for the mage. So he chooses to pick the same decks as he did last. Do you think he only brought 2 decks to the whole tournament?
I don't know, but there's probably some kind of possible overconfidence that you just don't want to reveal stuff. You think the decks are good enough.
Yeah, I mean, it worked for HunterMing last time. Why would he change it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Reynad also chose one deck that he played yesterday already. So both those players don't necessarily want to reveal new tech.
It's like the saddest Undertaker ever.
Yeah, just kind of flashback from from the time that he played against me. He also had an Undertaker that pretty much stayed as 1/2 until like turn 4 or 5.
His play right now is Coin Eviscerate. You realize that, right?
Yeah, that hand is very sad. Oh, that is a great rip. A great top deck from HunterMing in this situation, because you don't really want to Frostbolt right now.
Yeah. Here at least...
This is the problem that this deck has often. Like, you just draw those cards that are very good in certain situations, but...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The deck just
this is an arena play right now.
The deck just doesn't have a solid enough early game often if you
Wait
don't get the whole Undertaker thing
we
going on.
saw HunterMing play Counterspell.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe he's gonna try to kill down that thing with a weapon and kill the counter with a coin.
That could happen. But we could also see duplicate.
We could also see Reynad just die to pathetic creatures
while
he's playing the Zerg deck.
It's like it's got to be like one of the worst draws ever. Only
double
Leroy
sap, double Arcane Golem.
Only Leroy is missing in this hand of misery.
Oh my god, it's Sap a Harvest.
It's like no good minions here for Reynad to defend himself. No SI7, no Dancing Swords. It's kind of sad, but this is how the deck works out sometimes.
Yeah.
Could we actually see HunterMing reverse all kill again with his mage?
That would be something.
After making a huge misplay.
I mean,
just like against Kungen. Oh
yeah.
Man. So what kind of secrets does he have there? There was the mirror entity from his hand and a secret from the mad scientist.
That was Reynad's play though. He tried to bait out the counterspell. It's smart, to be honest.
So we know for sure that it's a duplicate and the mirror entity now.
Yeah. I mean, you have to give him some credit that you know, he was playing around a real option. And here Lepernome's gonna devour Reynad. 3 of them. Oh no, a duplicate triggered off the Mana Worm. That's true. Okay.
Yeah. But having 2 Mana Worms is also pretty scary.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Pretty sure we will just see low tap here.
I'm surprised Reynad is not showing more emotion right now.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he has come to terms with performing this badly, so he's just going through the motions.
I mean, I have to give it to him. I think he's playing quite well.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's just getting destroyed by his own deck.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of the risk you take if you build a deck like this.
Mm-hmm.
Reynad definitely plays well. I give him that, but yeah, part not being lucky, part poor deck selection. I mean, this is also a deck that Reynad played in the EU qualifier for BlizzCon, and it didn't get a job done there as well.
God.
Wow.
This is hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, what is Reynad supposed to do with all those arcane golems now?
Oh, hold on, we have some sound. I want to hear the Frostbolt hitting that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could
that sound at least.
We could actually see board cleared.
Yep.
Right now, which is still good for Reynad. He's still in reasonable shape.
I don't think so.
Actually... Wait, what is the secret there? Is that another mirror entity, I guess?
Wait, actually, if he draws like an Eviscerate, you might kill him in 2 turns, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the mage will need some taunters, like Sludge Belcher. There's Sludge Belcher in the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have Duplicate, you have Sludge Belcher. Oh, wow.
That is great.
Oh, wow.
So all Reynad has to hope now is that HunterMing does not draw any Sludge Belchers at all. And then he might still win.
No, he has to hope that HunterMing does not play Lotheb. Oh, no. Sorry, not this time. Goodbye, Reynad.
Yeah, this is a lot of damage on the board for HunterMing. This will threaten lethal next turn. And Reynad will have to use Arcane Golems to clear the board. That's so sad.
No, you can't even use Arcane Golem to clear the board. He's dead no matter what. There is no combination of cards.
I'm pretty sure that if Reynad had an Assassin's Blade in hand earlier, he would have waited with that Blade Flurry. And then the Assassin's Blade would have provided a very good Blade Flurry for this specific situation. Oh, it was Counterspell? What the hell? I thought he played a spell. Never mind. Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Well, that was kind of crushing, but we're still gonna see a game 3.
Yeah,
it's
well,
not like Reynad is out of here yet.
Lotheb wins you a game, loses you a game.
Yeah.
What can you do? Again, I think Reynad played very well. Just really owned.
Yeah, he did not make any mistakes, that's for sure, unlike HunterMing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, sometimes this draw just happens.
I don't think HunterMing made any mistakes that game either, did he?
No, that game not.
No.
I would say no.
Maybe, you know, maybe some of these players haven't really practiced too much with the decks that are considered good, like Handlock and that kind of stuff, because Handlock does take quite a bit of practice. You know, maybe we're being overly hard on them for making a mistake with some of these decks, because not all players are used to playing 5 decks, and when you draw straws at decks, you usually pick stuff that's out there, and when you do that, you know, you're not going to play them quite at the same level as others.
And even if you are prepared against like the decks that are played most, you're still gonna not be prepared against the deck that Reynad played, right? Because it's kind of a unique deck.
Yeah.
Nobody else plays it.
Well, we're going into game 3 here. That's a Shadow Flame. That's a Handlock. Handlock versus Secret Mage. What is that? I know Freeze Mage does really well against Handlock, but this is not Freeze Mage. There's no freezes in here.
This is an aggressive kind of mage. Not the aggressive kind of mage that we see the Fishu, for example, play at the European qualifier for BlizzCon. A deck that was performing very well. But this is a kind of slower, but still aggressive mage.
Well, Reynad is playing for his tournament life right now.
That's right.
And HunterMing is playing to go through. I think you'd prefer Reynad lose, right?
I'd always prefer Reynad to lose.
Okay, alright.
Except if you played against Trump, maybe.
Okay. An interesting scenario.
Yeah. Well, the Handlock definitely has a hard time against this type of mage. Because the aggression that mage puts out in the early turns is usually enough to just for the mage to finish the Warlock off with Firebolts and Frostbolts.
I would imagine you're actually playing right after this. Maybe we should check when Ecop is playing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think you're set for a little bit.
I mean, they just told me I have to be there before 1:30.
Okay. Well, it's 12 here.
Yeah.
You got some time. Well, I don't think Reynad has much time. This is about as bad as it gets.
This is a scary board, and Reynad has no board clear.
I mean, Mana Worm into Kirin Tor into Secret. It's just you're handlocking. You went first. You don't know what to do.
Usually against aggressive decks, it's quite alright to just drop low enough because you have those Molten Giants to back you up along with Taunt Givers. But against Mage it doesn't work because Mage has Fireballs and Frostbolts. It just bypasses taunts and goes straight to the face.
I think you have to Ancient Watcher here because if that's Mirror Entity, you're dead. Oh, he took the risk and won.
Yeah.
There's
the Mirror Entity. Oh man.
what do you do as HunterMing here? Do you drop Fireball on your loot hoarder? Or do you coin Frostbolt Mirror Entity and just go face?
I would definitely go face here with everything, because you want that burn to...
well, would you go face with a Frostbolt, or would you Frostbolt the Giant? I would Frostbolt the Giant.
He decides to maybe... he will probably Fireball here. But if isn't this like... I guess this could also be duplicate. I haven't seen the secret in the Major Sand.
Yeah, we only get one POV, and he played it before I was really paying attention. He does do the Fireball play. This is less aggressive, in my opinion.
I assume that he has a duplicate, because if he had Counterspell, he could play around that Shadow Flame, for example, that was potential.
Great draw there. Can't really hope for much better than that, to be honest.
Yeah, but Reynad's still in a tough spot. Like, even if he stabilizes, he might still not be... He might still be too low in terms of health.
Here we're just going to see 2 spells played. I'm going to Mirror Entity. I think that's a little risky. Mirror Entity at this stage can be dull. Like...
Yeah, Mirror Entity might just get something like an Ancient Watcher, which doesn't help HunterMing at all. Chooses to go for the Mad Scientist instead. Or does he? I'm pretty sure that dropping minions...
Go with Mirror Entity. Even though it's kind of bad, I'd still go... Yeah, he does go with Mirror Entity.
Yeah, it's better than... you assume to get a better minion than what you would play otherwise, but Ancient Watcher is definitely not what you want. And Reynad definitely played this well in this situation.
Yep. All right. How is the Drake going to be handled? I don't think we're seeing Flame Strike.
I think it's just going to get ignored.
Yeah, I think it's going to get ignored. I think you're right. I think he's going to just Sylvanas and go.
That Polymorph is also a great pickup.
Nah, you want to Polymorph something that has Taunt later on.
Yeah. Just for the later turns. Already dropping down to 10, but unfortunately for HunterMing, he does not have that Fireball anymore. That would have been pretty good.
How do you deal with Sylvanas?
Well, sometimes you can just go for the 50-50 in this situation. Like, he has Mortal Coil, so he could like attack it and Mortal Coil.
I don't like Mortal Coil. I like maybe...
Reynad still doesn't know if this is a counterspell or a duplicate.
What I like is Giant, Loatheb, and Sun Fury between the Drake and the Watcher, and the Drake kills the 4-2. So he has to ping his own Sylvanas, and he still has decent chance of getting something terrible, and it prevents a Flame Strike, it prevents face damage. Oh, there's duplicate. Wow. Wow.
That is
something.
So risky.
Yeah, but now
oh, he's going for it. He's going for the taunt up. So
okay.
Sylvanas.
Well, Flame Strike doesn't clear here, but it does a lot of work.
Yeah, what do you think about not taunting up Mountain Giant in this situation?
I think that's fine. Because like you taunt that thing up, it's polymorphed or something. Something bad happens to it. You haven't really tested like polymorph. You haven't tested like Black Knight. I like the taunt. I just think the tap was ridiculously risky, and he just got pretty lucky with the draw on it. Like, what if you got like I don't know, another Watcher there? You lose the game, I guess.
Oh, this is actually very smart by HunterMing. He does not have to attack into the Ancient Watcher just yet. He could just ping it off next turn. Clear the way for Sylvanas. And now, Reynad, if it was not for that Siphon Soul, he would have had to attack the Sylvanas with the Molten Giant.
He still might want to.
Another life tap. Seems like Reynad really wants to die to those burn spells.
Well, he saw one fireball get played, so like you wouldn't run pyro in that deck.
Yeah,
You're getting killed by the other fireball.
I mean, I guess he's just dropping. I guess he's just playing around HunterMing, not drawing that fireball, in order to like heal himself up with Alexstrasza next turn, possibly.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's trying to value up on the Alexstrasza.
Wait, what was that secret? I didn't see.
Counterspell.
That's irrelevant in the situation.
Not anymore.
Oh wow. Okay. How many mirror entities were revealed already?
One, but I don't think we know if he actually has two in the deck.
Oh yeah, that could be true.
So the chance is mirror entity is very low. I think you're at high risk of counterspell here. You're actually also at a risk of duplicate again. I think duplicate and counterspell are the two things you're thinking about.
So he checks for the. I would assume he checks for the mirror entity first.
Oh.
Then checks for the counter spell, and now he will Shadow Flame.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Really excellent. Did you expect him to pull that off?
Yeah, I was expecting that play because you cannot really play Alexstrasza. Like we expected Alexstrasza first, but you can't do that as long as there's such a big board on the.
I think that was extremely good play from Reynad.
Definitely. That's also what I would have done in this situation.
Mad Scientist and a ping. Oh man, that Zerg.
Yeah, and Reynad is out of board clears, so.
Yeah, he still has Hellfire somewhere in there. Oh, there's a good one.
Yeah, the board.
I think you call the Loot Hoarder here.
Yeah, I guess you can do that. You could also just attack the. No, that's not good. You need to get rid of as many minions as possible. So you probably have to like call the Loot Hoarder and attack the Mad Scientist.
It is.
Oh, now he can actually
I don't think
attack
that's good enough though. It's not good enough right now. It is two mirror entities in the deck.
Yeah.
And now that's the problem.
You could clear the board here.
It's not worth it. It's not even close to worth it.
Sure, of course it is. I mean, he could
clear the board and health and low tab.
He could clear the board and low tab in order to prevent like a burst kill.
I don't like it.
And then Alexstrasza himself back up.
I don't like it.
What is he gonna attack with this?
He's probably thinking that HunterMing doesn't have two Flame Strikes and he hasn't seen a Blizzard come out of this deck. So loading the board up right now is safe, and he might just go for damage. Yeah, that's exactly it. Now this gets polymorphed. I'm curious what secret he's going to draw out. I think it's going to be another duplicate. I don't know if there's anything left in there. You have to polymorph here, so that just means you don't play the Lothab, which I think is fair. Because I know that's duplicate, and if it's not duplicate, it's counterspell, so that deals the board clear regardless. Duplicate just reloads your hand, and counterspell just stops it from happening. The funny thing is, I don't think HunterMing has a creature in the deck that gets big gamed.
No, he doesn't. I've seen some decks like this run Ragnaros, but HunterMing hasn't. We haven't seen any Ragnaros so far in HunterMing's deck, so I assume it's not there.
He does go with the Lothab, so he saves the mirror entity. That actually gives Reynad some breathing room. How overwhelming.
HunterMing still waiting for that second fireball. I wonder how many cards he has left in his deck.
God.
He drew a lot, and he
That
dug out a lot of
Hellfire.
secrets as well.
Oh man, that's ugly. That is some ugly, ugly stuff. Oh man, what do you do?
Well,
I think you might actually dive into the Watcher, because that like almost 100% of the time is duplicate. I think you dive the Watcher here. You like my play?
yeah, that's. I mean, that's duplicate for sure, but
It could be counterspell.
does Reynad know?
From our perspective, but
What does he actually get with
I think
once
the
he
chance
hellfires?
of duplicate is probably at least
Doesn't
80%.
doesn't he actually get the, like if he clears the board with hellfire, doesn't he actually get the Watcher? Because the Watcher entered is the first on the board. Like if he goes for hellfire here,
It's interesting. I don't know.
I assume he would get the Watcher twice.
I don't know. But if he gets either of the other two, he's screwed.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'd risk that. Okay. I think he knows it's duplicate and just decides he wants to go face instead.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing a polymorph, that's not too bad. Oh my god.
Oh, that Sludge Badger is really important here in this situation.
Yes.
Decides to not go for it though. Wait, what? Ah, never mind, the secret was free.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. Okay, so now the mage in a really good spot.
Alright.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good one. That's a really good one to draw here.
You have to play Lothab first.
Yeah, in order to play around both Mirror Entity.
The funny thing is, it was better if he... No, I don't know. He gets a Lothab too. He can kind of go through Sludge Belchers. I think this is fine. I actually think this is fine for Reynad.
Yeah,
If
now it is.
If he has Jiraxis,
Wait, why would you power overwhelm? I guess, yeah, obviously
Yeah.
to wait counter spell. Yeah,
yeah,
very
Is
well played
duplicate.
once again.
yeah, very good.
Slime has to be attacked.
HunterMing,
And see,
wow,
Ancient Watcher.
you're right.
What's the first on the board? So
You're right.
that's what got duplicated. Oh my god! And Reynad turns it around.
Well, it's not over because HunterMing doesn't have many cards left in his deck, and among the cards in his deck is Fireball. Reynad needs to draw into some kind of heal, and he can't really afford to tap. You know that, like, what is that?
That doesn't do anything here.
So he's dead to Fireball regardless because of the spell damage and the ping. So I think
Unless he attacks the Blood Mage.
okay, so if he attacks the Blood Mage, Fireball doesn't kill him, but he draws 2.
Yeah, and draws 2 and gets 1 more hero power activation.
No, I think the best play here is you go face, and worst case scenario, you Hellfire and draw the turn after. Yeah, I think you tap. You're just dead to Fireball regardless. So like you just tap here.
But Reynad threatens lethal anyway if he goes face here.
Yeah, but if he gets 3 health, so he still has a Siphon Soul. I think he still has a Farseer. And he might even have Jiraxis. So Jiraxis seals the game the turn after. If he gets 3 health, he doesn't die to Fireball. He knows the last card is Ancient Watcher. He knows Ming is top decking. The only way you don't tap is if you attack the Blood Mage with the Elistraza, which I think is not a good play. I don't agree with that.
Well, we will see. What is the last card? Undertaker. Oh man. Yeah, well.
Oh.
Frostbolt. Okay. So Frostbolt Alexstrasza, I would assume.
Yeah. And Ping Face.
Pink face. but
And
that allows
another chance to draw Fireball.
Yeah, but that Fireball will not be enough because
Yes, it will.
Reynad will definitely attack
You
the...
think so?
Yeah, he will definitely attack the Undertaker
Okay.
here, just to prevent the Fireball being lethal.
7 cards. Yeah, he's playing around Fireball.
Well, he has to. That's the only thing that kills him. But is there, like, if he attacks the Undertaker here, is there anything that saves HunterMing? We've seen both Frostbolts gone.
I think he might try to draw lethal.
HunterMing HunterMing plays Arcane Intellect, right?
Yeah, so you can draw 2. But he's already used 2 Frostbolts. What else does damage? Oh my god!
Whoa!
That YOLO tap.
Wow. I did not expect that. That is the definition of YOLO tap right there.
Yeah. The certain death against like maybe 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 with that tap.
Yeah, he was just calculating his odds, his odds of drawing lethal, I guess, between his odds of drawing lethal and the odds of the enemy drawing lethal. And apparently
I didn't even
Reynad...
think Leroy was in there.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, there was...
So his like strategy was different than what we were thinking.
I mean,
Leroy's not played in that deck usually. Not anymore.
There was also a power overwhelming in the deck, so...
Does that explain it?
I assume Reynad just didn't change his hand log at all after the patch.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it worked. In the end, it worked out for him. I guess Reynad had even more cards in his deck that gave him lethal, which is why he live tapped.
We didn't see Soulfires. The tap was still good on the heal, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
So he had Siphon Soul for the tap. He had Farseer for the tap. He had Leroy for the lethal. What else could have been drawn there? Soulfire.
Yeah, Soulfire
we
for
didn't
lethal,
see
right?
Soulfire.
Soulfire would have been lethal, right?
It has to be at least 1. Yeah, Soulfire would have been lethal.
Because plus the Hellfire. That's
right.
Yeah.
So at least 4. He had about a 50% chance to end the game. End the game or survive Fireball.
Yeah. So that was greater odds than him drawing Fireball. So that live tap was justified, for sure. Well played by Reynad, for sure.
Very good play.
Definitely well played.
Well, he's still got to go through Kungan to qualify. What do you think? Wouldn't that be something?
Well, it's going to be
Kungan
tough.
beats up Reynad.
It's going to be tough.
I kind of want to see that.
Kungan practiced a lot. So he practiced with RDU and Forsen and Dark Onyx. So
well, there's going to be a lot of matches that have been played out while we saw that match, but that was a pretty outstanding game. Do we have Nimsh on the casting chair?
I think so, I guess.
Hello. Nimsh on the casting chair? Okay, good.
All right.
So we're going to swap it up. We're going to see what's going on.
Thanks,
good
man.
stuff, and good luck in the next few matches. We'll might be casting them? Or maybe not. We'll see.